Welcome to Day 4 of the KMC Technologies Group Microsoft Copilot Studio implementation course. In Day 3, we connected enterprise knowledge and learned how to generate grounded answers. Today we take the next step. We are going to convert a generic AI conversation into a predictable business process. We'll create topics, collect information using variables, introduce conditions and branching, validate user input, design escalation paths, and build a complete create support ticket conversation. Today we'll learn when to use deterministic topics versus generative orchestration. We'll explore trigger phrases, system topics, question nodes, variables, entities, and conditions. Then we'll apply everything by building a create support ticket topic for our KMC IT help desk agent. The agent will collect the issue category, affected device or application, urgency, issue summary, and any troubleshooting already attempted. Finally, we'll validate the captured information and ask the user to confirm it before an action is executed. A topic is essentially a controlled conversational graph. It starts with a trigger, collects the required information, validates that information, performs an action, and then confirms the outcome. This differs from a completely open-ended AI conversation. Whenever the business process requires mandatory fields, repeatable transactions, compliance wording, or predictable branching, deterministic topics are the better choice. Generative orchestration can still decide when to invoke the topic, but the transaction itself should remain controlled. Let's understand the building blocks of a topic. The trigger determines when the topic starts. A message node delivers fixed or variable-driven text. A question node asks the user for information and stores the response in a variable. A condition node evaluates values and determines which path should be followed. Topic management nodes can redirect, end, or escalate a conversation. Tool or action nodes connect the conversation to flows, APIs, connectors, or other capabilities. And generative answer nodes allow you to retrieve knowledge inside a structured conversational flow. A good design principle is to keep each topic focused on one business outcome. Now let's build the create support ticket topic. Open topics in the KMC IT help desk agent and create a new topic named create support ticket. Next, configure representative trigger phrases. Examples include create a ticket, open a help desk case, and I need its support. Then add an introductory message telling the user what information will be collected. This message should also contain an important security reminder. Never ask the user for passwords, MFA codes, or other authentication secrets. After that, we'll add the question nodes that collect the ticket details. Variables are one of the most important parts of a structured conversational design. For this ticket workflow, we'll create variables for the issue category, affected system or device, urgency, issue summary, troubleshooting attempted, and final confirmation. Use clear, controlled names because these values will eventually map directly to action inputs. For example, topic issue category might contain email, VPN, laptop, or security. Topic.urgency might contain low, medium, high, or critical. Topic confirmed should be a Boolean value and must be true before the ticket creation action executes. Not every variable needs to be available everywhere. As a general rule, keep values as local as possible. Topic variables are ideal when the value is only needed inside one workflow. This reduces accidental dependencies and makes action mapping easier. Use global or cross-topic state only when information genuinely needs to persist across topics. Examples might include the authenticated user identity or a conversation-wide ticket identifier. And always avoid retaining sensitive data longer than necessary. Now we start collecting information. Questions should be focused and values should be constrained whenever practical. Ask for the issue category using approved choices. Ask which device, application, or service is affected. Request a short summary, ideally 1 or 2 sentences. Ask about urgency, but define the meaning of low, medium, high, and critical so users make consistent selections. Finally, ask what troubleshooting has already been attempted. Again, remind the user not to provide passwords or other sensitive credentials. Use controlled vocabulary when consistent values will improve reporting, analytics, routing, or back-end integration. Issue category, urgency, office location, device type, and request type are strong candidates for controlled choices or entities. Free text is better for information such as the issue summary, what changed before the problem occurred, troubleshooting already attempted, and additional context for a technician. A good conversational workflow combines both structured and unstructured inputs. Before any transactional action takes place, show the user what will actually be submitted. Use variables to display a final review message. Show the category, affected system, urgency, summary, and troubleshooting attempted. Then ask the user to confirm. This confirmation step reduces accidental transactions. If the user selects no, return them to an editing path rather than ending the conversation. And don't expose back-end only fields that the user doesn't need to review. Not every support ticket should follow the same path. Security incidents and critical outages need different treatment. If the user chooses security as the category, branch immediately to the approved security incident workflow. If urgency is critical, ask only for essential information and then escalate according to policy. Avoid generic troubleshooting instructions that might destroy evidence or weaken security controls. Instead, capture the minimum safe context, such as a short summary, affected asset, and permitted contact information. Then route the issue to the approved security or human escalation path. System topics are another important part of your agent experience. Even when you haven't authored them yourself, users will interact with them. Review the greeting and conversation start behavior. Review fallback and no-match responses. Verify escalation behavior. Customize the end of conversation experience. Review error handling behavior and start over logic. System topics should follow your organization's tone, support model, escalation information, and policy requirements. A professional agent must know when to stop guessing. A good fallback acknowledges what could not be determined. If the problem is ambiguous, ask one useful clarifying question, then offer supported next steps. After repeated failure, or immediately when the situation is high risk, escalate appropriately. Poor fallback behavior includes asking the same question endlessly, inventing an answer because no topic matched, routing every unknown request directly to a human, or ignoring urgency and security context. Testing should cover conversation paths, not just a single happy path example. Start with a normal ticket and confirm that all required variables are populated. Next, intentionally omit the urgency and verify that the agent asks for it before continuing. Then test editing by telling the agent to change a previously captured value. Test security incidents such as, "I clicked a phishing link." Test critical outages such as, "The entire office is offline." And test cancellation using phrases like, "never mind." Every path should produce a predictable outcome. When the topic doesn't behave correctly, inspect the conversation systematically. If the wrong topic triggers, improve the trigger phrases and reduce overlap. If a user response isn't captured, verify that the question node stores the answer in the intended variable. If a condition never matches, check the variable's data type, exact choice value, and scope. If the conversation loops, inspect redirects, endnodes, and missing branch exits. If old values persist unexpectedly, test reset behavior and variable scope. And if generative orchestration bypasses a mandatory flow, strengthen your transaction and topic descriptions. Let's look at the complete conversation. The employee starts with, "I need ET support." The trigger activates our Create Support ticket topic. The agent collects the issue category and stores it in topic. Issue category. It captures the affected device, urgency, summary, and troubleshooting attempted. The agent checks whether every required value exists. Because this is not a critical or security incident, the workflow follows the normal path. Finally, the agent displays the captured information and asks the user to confirm. At this stage, we have a complete structured data object ready for the tool integration we'll build in day 5. Before completing day 4, review the implementation checklist. The Create Support Ticket topic should exist. Representative trigger phrases should be configured. Required questions and clean variables should be in place. Category and urgency values should be controlled. Security and critical branching should work. The user should see a confirmation step. Cancel and edit paths should be tested. Fallback and system topics should be reviewed. And the complete conversation test matrix should pass. Your homework is to prepare the backend for our next lesson. Create a simple ticket table or list with fields matching the variables we captured today. Prepare a test destination using a connector, Dataverse, SharePoint, or another supported system. Also identify which authenticated user fields should be recorded with the ticket. In day 5, we'll connect this conversation to a real action using tools, connectors, agent flows, inputs, outputs, and error handling. This completes day 4 of the KMC Technologies Group Microsoft Copilot Studio implementation course. You now understand how to transform a conversational AI agent into a controlled business process using topics, variables, validation, conditions, confirmation, and escalation. In day 5, we'll make the workflow operational by connecting it to real tools, connectors, and agent flows. Thank you for learning with KMC Technologies Group. Keep meeting commitments.